Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm on here today now because we're going to do part 3 of our Monday stitch, okay? Now we did a back stitch, we did a blanket stitch, and today we're going to do a bullion stitch. Now these stitches that we've already put down are going to be used in other parts, like they are going to be used, so they're not just there, you know, they are decoration, but we're going to incorporate them into what we're doing. And same here, I'm going to be doing more of the blanket stitch on that, but today we're going to do a new stitch. So when we catch up, or you know, we've done a bit, we might do an extra video occasionally just to add to these and do a different stitch. Okay, so I've actually put a backing on this now, which I probably should have told you to do that in the first place. Because I put a bit of calico on it because we need something to be a bit stable, you know, and it's better now. It was looking good, but it's better now. And this fabric here frays extremely badly, this one, and I've just stitched randomly around different parts outside, a couple of different ways on here, just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so I've picked out a few colours here, and I think I want to go with the yellow. I mean, I know I've done that yellow, but actually I don't mind that there. That's very bright, isn't it? But it's nice. It's nice. I might do this. I don't use these colours as a rule, so I might just have a go at this, okay? So for bullion stitch, I'm using a crochet thread yet again because that's what I like to work with. And I do like the stranded thread, but today this might help you a bit easier. I'm sorry about my hands. I've been fishing through things. They look very dry. Anyway, so I've got a nice long needle, and it's got a good thick, as thick as you've got to have it thick as your piece of thread. It doesn't really matter what sort of needle you use as long as those two criteria. It should be long, it should be able to thread it, because otherwise you don't want to be playing around with it all day. And then it needs to be a good solid thing that you can get hold of. Okay, so I always do a knot in mine, and that's the way I use it. I don't think I'll be doing it any different. So here I have a little issue with that. Oh no, it's stitched down, I hope. I thought I went along there and stitched it down. I hope I did, but I'll keep away from that today, just for the sake. I'll come down here and we'll do a flower here. Okay, so you come up at the back. Now you can draw yourself a little man. Actually, oh dear, I didn't put my disappearing pencil. I didn't put my disappearing pencil in. I should have brought in my disappearing pencil. Right, I guess I can do a thin line of, this is not going to make a thin line. It's a bit thick. Okay, what about this one here? That's too thick too. Pencil sharpener. That's something I have. Look at that. Fancy that now. Would have been nice to have one that's got cover on it though. I'm just going to sharpen this a minute. Where's my garbage bin? That's going to be tricky because it's behind me. Thanks to my cat. He insists on getting into it and emptying it every time he comes in here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. Because I've got enough stuff about without getting more. I'm going to sharpen this. If it's really pointy, it might be right. I don't know where my sewing pencils are. I've got, you know, for doing it. I've got one. Put that back where you got it from, Sonya. You'll be on yourself all the time to make sure you do the right thing. Okay. Oh dear, still dropped ash on there. Or shavings. Okay, so you can do as many bits as you want to, but I'm only going to do 5, so I'm going to draw down one line there, and I'm going to draw down one line here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm going to draw up this one here, up this one here, and one in the middle. Okay, now I'll probably come around and put another one there and another one there, so that'll be 7, but we'll see how it looks first before we do any more. This might rub that out, but I don't think I'll need to if I cover it over with with the sewing. Okay, so you come up through the middle at the back, and you want to go down here where your stitch is going to come up along there and come up in the next to this one, next to it, not through it where it is, because otherwise you'll pull your thing undone. Push that right up there, okay? Now you're going to wrap this around the needle until it's the same length as that. I'm going to count them because 3, 4, 5, 6. You just push them down. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not too tight. 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoops, now they've lost some of them, so I'm going to have to just wing it now, but the other ones might not be the same. So what I've got to do is make sure that that's all turned around there evenly, and it's got to be the same length as from there up to this one, and then I'll have a couple more of those wraps, I think. Now if you hold your finger at the back of there, twist them round as best you can. Righto. Now hang on to it. Don't let go. Push. Twiddle. Push. Pull. Twiddle. Okay. Hang on to it. Don't let it go. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Push it down. Alright. It's there. That's it. You've got it. Very good. Don't go back in through where you come out there though. So that's your first bullion stitch. They call it a knot. Some people do. It's up to you. So there's one. Now I'm going to come up in the centre again. Come down along this line here. Go back up underneath there. Come out next to where you were before. Push that right up through there. Hold on to it. You hold that. Hold this. 1, 2, and push your thread down as you go. Look. Running out there. Takes a bit of thread, so that's about the same length, could be a tiny bit longer, so push that out through. Now hang on to it, give it a bit of a twiddle. It's a bit tight, but don't matter, just keep turning it round, keep it as taut as you can without, give it a little roll. There we go. Righto, a little roll about. This one might be a tiny bit longer, and that's okay. It's sitting up a tiny bit. Well, now it's not. Okay. Now we'll make another one. Just down here. Come up through next to that piece. Push it right up. Now you want plenty of thread. I hope I got enough. So you want to put your thumb on that, finger there. Go 1, 2, 3. Count your, if you want to count your stitches, so you can have every one of those exactly the same. But I lost count to start with, so you want to make sure this is wrapped even, you know, because it can come unravelled a bit near the end there. Righto. Now push it through, hang on to it, just move it backwards and forwards. While you're pulling the needle through, just keep moving it backwards and forwards, pull the needle through, hang on to it. I'll lay it down if you want to, and put it down there. And there's another stitch. I give it a little twiddle like that just to try and make him a little bit neater. It's all right though. It's all good. We're not panicking. Nobody's panicking here today, right? Because we're doing a really good job of this. Okay. Getting a bit warm in here now. We're in Australia and we're expecting it to be 36 or something today, but that's not bad. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it one bit. Actually, when I say that, I'm not actually sitting out in it. I'm in an air-conditioned house. So I don't have to worry about it. For those people who haven't got air conditioning, I don't know how they manage. You push that up through there, that on there, fingers behind there, and go and push each one down as you go. And after you've done this, from time to time over a period of a fair few years, it sort of comes back to you, okay? And I really haven't done, I don't think I've done this for a long time, don't know, in bullion stitch, knot, whatever it's called. I don't think it looks like a knot. It doesn't look like a knot to me, but some people call it a knot. And there's a whole heap of uses for this, okay? Use it for lots of different things. Now, whatever you want to do with your piece, if you've got a piece like mine, well, that's good because we've got an area that we're going to cover, but we're going to be putting over 50 stitches on this piece of work, okay? We've only got 3 so far, so you just think about that. We're going to fill it all in, and a lot of it, majority of it, will be covered with different things, okay? So, stitches, I just happen to have got just enough thread too, which is really good. So push that up through there, hang on to it, wrap, catch one, catch one, catch one, keep him going. There we go. Try not to unpull that there, please. Don't unthread it. If you do, you can fix it. Just wait a minute. Now it's all getting all tangled up on me. Don't let it do that. If I stop fiddling about, I'll have it done in a minute. Now push them deep through. Hang on to it. Just give us a bit of a roll backwards and forwards between your 2 fingers. Try not to let it go. If you do, just let it go, undo it and do it again, okay? Because it just needs to be practiced. It doesn't need anything else but just a bit of practice. There you go. I'm going to leave that like that because I do like how that looks without, you know. I suppose I should maybe put one in there. I haven't got enough thread, I don't think. So this is what's going to happen if you don't have enough thread. So you're going to run out. So you're going to put one here. Just because of how it looks, I guess. I don't know. I'll show you what I do when I run out of thread. Okay? You've got to learn a thing or two, don't you? A trick or two. Push that right up there. Now this is a problem too. Your needle's long and you've got to be able to hook that round it without stick it in yourself. Push that down in. I'm running out of thread. I nearly got enough, but not quite. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it come unthreaded. I'm going to finish rolling that, and is that enough? One more, okay? Now hang on to it. Thread your needle. You know, just quite difficult. It'd probably be quite difficult at that stage. So let's put a needle threader through there. Nobody wants to run out of thread, do they? Okay, put that through there. The needle threader does come in handy from time to time. Now I've got to remember I'm hanging on to that too, aren't I? Don't let go of anything. So keep it, right, and pull that through. Twist and turn and hang on to that thread. Don't let it get away. I have had many times when all I had was a bit left on my needle and had to do things like this because you haven't got the right colour. Excuse me. I might have to have a drink of water. So if you're running out of thread and you've got none of that bit left and you think, oh dear, what am I going to do? I'll see. That doesn't happen to me now because I think I just have a lot of things, but you never know. There's a first time for everything, isn't there? So we'll do the crochet hook thing if we can find the crochet hook, or we can use the tweezers if we can find those. There's something here to be found, I'm sure, to put that through with. It's always the way though, Sonya, isn't it? Never mind. I'll do this. I'll put the pieces through first, then I'll thread the needle. And of course, everything just gets mucked up around here. But by the time I finish doing this, I don't feel like tidying up anymore. I did a bit of gathering up the threads today, which meant that I need to go and roll a few things because I haven't got a lot wrapped that I need to do. Anyway, so there we go. We've done that one. And in the middle of that one, we can put another stitch, but we'll do that later. So, because we've got plenty of time today, I'm going to do some more work on this. We'll come back to that other one next week. I mean, we can go back to all of them, you know, from time to time, but I want to finish this, and I want to do it in a different colour, this top bit, a bit different colour than what's there, so you can see, so everybody can see what's happening there, okay? Now that's nice, isn't it? But I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to go that different. I'm going to go, I thought I put those things on there. I didn't put them there at all. Wait a minute. There's a bit of orange colour. This is the colour I got there, I think. Right. I'm doing a few things at once here. You'll see that when you probably would have already seen the video that I made on Saturday, because this is Saturday, that I made what the next thing is I'm doing. I'm going to use this because it's a bit different, the colour, but not too much, and I'm going to do detached buttonhole now around here, okay? I know this will be an off thing from the buttonhole. I don't think I'll be counting it. We could, but we don't have to, because it's the same sort of idea, okay? And you've seen me do this before, but like Amy said, you have to have redos, don't you? You've got to be redoing things. Okay, so come up through the back. Now don't go through your fabric one bit whatsoever. There's a bit of a fraying piece there. So let's go under that, because I've got a frayed edge, and that's okay. So we're going under there, and we're going to do 2 in that space. 2 little stitches in this space here. We're going to do 2. Alright. Because we want to make it fluffy. We'll see how we go. 2 in this one. It'll be nice and 3-dimensional. Just underneath your thread, not through anything. No, not through the thread, not through the fabric. Just do 2 in each one of these. And when I get to the end here, I can see that when I was doing this before, I told you to anchor that there, and I haven't anchored that, so I want to do that because I don't want it to be lifting up. So I'm going to grab a piece of this. You know, you got to fix these things. I do, and I'm just going to anchor that thread down, because around the corner with these, you know, like the edges, are a bit difficult. I don't know if anybody had any questions on this piece, on this one. There was some on the bead one, bead things that I'm doing, so I'm just going to go and put a stitch down in there to hold that down, okay? So when I come round there, I'll show you what I'm going to do, okay? So that's, and see there's one in that one, there's one there, there's one there, and one there, and one there, because why I forgot to do this first one, I don't know, but I'll just come back and put one stitch in there because I want it to be done properly. I want it to be done properly. Okay, so now we can put that over there a bit, and we can continue going with this piece, okay? So underneath here, 1, 2, now this end one can have more. So where I've got that fastened down there, I'm going to do 2 on this side of it and 2 on that side. Okay. Come round to this side and do 2 over here. Where are you? There you are. Oh, it's not you. It's you. No, this is you. Sorry. Ah, there. Let's see if you're looking. So when you lift it up, see, when you lift it up there, you've got an edge, but we're going to go around again. We're going to keep doing that. How many did I put in that one? Did I put 2 in that? Yes, I did. You can see that there is, and over here then, and you can see that there is. Right. 2 in that one. We might even put, would we put a white around the edge of this? I don't know, probably not. I don't know what I'm looking for, some sort of colour for the lily. Oh, I don't know, we've got to do the inside bit. We'll find a stitch for the inside piece. We just keep going around here, doing what these, follow these. The other day I was talking about stories that they put on after they put that Yellowstone on. There was one called 18 something and everybody said how great that was, but the one I was talking about is called 1926, I think it is, 26 maybe, 26, something like that, and it is on Paramount, and it's about the Duttons in that part of the time. Well, it's true or not, I don't know, but and by the gee, there's some action and plenty in that. You should watch that because that's good if you can get that. That's a really good story if you like the what's the name? Yellowstone, you'll like this. And I said to Jeremy, it's very dramatic, isn't it? Like very. He said, well, it was probably what things were like back then too, which was true, because there's parts there that you probably wouldn't want to see because they're a bit rough, but it's what the world was like back then, I suppose, and still is, but you wouldn't, there's still not good stuff out there, you know what I mean? There's still bad things happening and that, so it's very eye-opening, but anyway. This last episode, I think I said we were watching it there one day, and the bloke was out in Africa because there's one of them lives there yet, he hasn't moved home yet, and we was watching the animals and that, and Jeremy said, oh, well, this is getting boring, and all of a sudden it changed pace then, didn't it? He changed his mind. The pace changed, and it just hits you all the way back, and then you know, how are we going to get 2 in this one? Or did I? I might have done something. If I did, I've done 3 now. We are now watching War and Peace, which is interesting, I suppose. It's good. We have our afternoon for a couple of hours on TV. Not so much of a night time at all, really. So I usually put my videos up and do a bit of stitching if I feel like it. We just go to bed. Okay, so we're still doing 2 in each one, 2 in each one. Oh dear, now I've got something caught. Must be a knot there. You see me, I come down here and then I go back behind there and come up around here. Did you see that? Or was I talking too much while you were doing it? See, that should all lift up that way. See what we're doing? I do love 3-dimensional things. This is a kind of stump work or 3-dimensional embroidery. It's also a detached buttonhole stitch. And I'm going to come right down here with another stitch here. If I can see it. Where are you? No, that's enough. And I'll go through the back. And then I'm going to come up down here because there's this bit going around this way, okay? Running out of thread. So we've got two in that part. Two in this one. Under it, not in it. Sonya, under it. It's warm in here. Where did that go? I lost it. I didn't lose him too far away. He's alright, he's just there. Nobody panic. Might have to go through to the back now, which is something I can do if I go through under there. Okay. So let's just do that. Without pulling this too tight, just sneak your needle back through under the back. Don't pull it too tight. So it's still going to be sitting up, you don't want to pull it down so it won't work. So I probably didn't have nowhere near enough thread on that. You don't really know until you've gone what you're going to need, I suppose. Okay, so let's try a bit more, please. Right. It's a bit more of that. Now we'll make a knot. Come up through the back of it. So come through the back of your work and take your needle up in behind this. Where am I going? In there, look. I'm just there at the edge of this piece here, and I'm going to put the cotton through that bit. Pretend that's where it come out of. And well, it didn't, but still, nobody knows that it didn't. Look at that. So then you can start off here, look. Now I've got a thread. All this, me and me fraying look, but anyway, it's okay. Now, righto, did you get that? So we're safe, we've got it connected again, and we haven't actually fastened it down, see? It's not going to be fastened down, it's still going to be up there. Now that didn't go very far, that piece of thread I had, so I only put part way around here, because I'm doing two things. And the next one I go around, I'm going to do it more than two, because I want it to be a lot frillier. Okay? Doing 2 stitches in each, under each one that's there. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. Well, I'm doing a fair bit on the same piece, so it's going to be, you're going to be catching up a bit of it. Anyway, surely be able to pick up something as I go along. Okay, how many did I do on that one? 2. I'll do 2 here on this side of that stitch and 2 on the other side. And don't pull them down too tight. You want it to have a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of openness to it. You don't want it to be too tight. Where are we? Under the thread. Oh dear, that's not good. It stuck me. My arm got stuck to the table. That's not comfortable at all now. I need a piece of, put a bit of fabric under there. There you go. That's better. I'm trying to keep myself in the shot here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to go down behind the back of here. It doesn't matter if you take that down, and then I want to come up here, where this one will start out from. So that petal's going around that way, righto. And this one's going to come up over the end of it. come up over the top. So we go underneath that. And that one. This one. And then when you come back next week, we'll have the next stitch ready to go. We'll have something that we can incorporate with the bullion knot. Hopefully you can have the hang of that by then. Okay, you've got well, if people are following me with me stump work and me beading, that'll be really good, because you'll be able to do some really amazing things when you finish, won't you? It'll look really good, all your pieces of work, they will. A lot of people are following Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, making down the garden path things. I did a bit of one time years ago, a couple of years, but I don't need to do any more of that. I've got enough work to do as it is with myself, and I have so much stuff that I want to do. I'm starting more. Actually finished that journal too I was working on. I should put that in my Etsy now. That's okay, I will. Actually, it might be gone in there by the time you see this. I don't know. Probably not though, because I haven't got it in here to tape today. So I thought I was going to do more work on it today, but I've decided I've done enough. It's finished. Cover and all. It's good to come to the end of something like that. It's taken me too long to make. And then there's this other one here that I've nearly finished the sewing on it. So I don't know what to do with it. I might make it into a journal, I think. Somebody might like it. I don't know. Anyway. As you know, I have a lot of UFOs. I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't feel bad, you know, because a lot of people do have them. I don't know why, because we just like starting a new thing. It's really exciting, isn't it? Really exciting starting a new, interesting thing. See, though, so the thing with this is I want to make sure what I put on here is going to be really interesting to you. You know, you're not going to be doing just a straight stitch along a piece of fabric. You're going to make something. We're going to have a beautiful piece of work here by the time we finish, people. We really will. I have no doubt about that. Go down the back now. Okay. Because now we've got to come up over here. I think I like how the colours changed too. How I changed the colour. I changed the colour. Didn't do it itself. Now I hope when I'm timing myself I'm right here, because I'm thinking at 22 I should be finished, and that's okay, isn't it? You know, because I've decided that's the time it will be finished. I can twitch it off then, so I've got 10 more minutes. So I hope it won't run over time. It doesn't take that long for me to do these bits of stitching. Well, if I was in a hurry, it would. But if you're not in a hurry, if you're just enjoying what you're doing, and just drop your needle down, let go of the needle, and it'll spin around the cotton, the thread will, and it'll unravel for you if it starts to ravel up. Oh, we might even get there by the time, eh? Just under the stitch, not through your thread or through your piece of fabric. Just underneath the stitch. Actually, I'd really like to get to the next round to see what it's going to look like when I put more. Hang on a minute, we've got to find out where we're going. Under there. Under there, Sonya. Righto, under there. Get caught up on the top end. It's okay. Oh, I'm nearly running out of thread again. Oh dear. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to start the next row. I'll just leave this and I'll finish this bit in a minute, like after, because I want to. Righto, people, settle down out there, been mucking about. as long as they're not fighting. They start that though, start mucking around, and then the next thing you know, they're fighting. They're not here at my place, they're at the neighbours. They'll be swearing at one another in a minute. Charming. Okay, so go back down through there, Sonya, and we'll have to come back and pick that up in a minute because I really want to start around another row of this. All I got to do is figure out though what colour we're going to put around the outside of it. Right, so whatever colour I'm going to use in the centre here, which won't be red, I don't think I'll use that either because that looks good. It's got little, what's names in there, little stamen thing. And I've got some of them, but I'm going to use my thread to do that. I might even put the bullion stitch in there, in that inside bit. Now what would you put around here, Sonya? What are you going to do with that? You're going to go with another orange. Or white. Why do I think I want to put white around it? Just making some sort of a lily, am I? Well, I am. Would it have white around it, really? What was on that fabric that it was on? There's a piece of fabric I got it off her. That's not going to be... Why isn't it here? That was it here the other day. I've moved so much stuff around though, I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. You'll just have to come up with your own idea, Sonya. I just have to come up with my own idea. Maybe I should stick with that. I have a bad habit of picking something up on one side of myself and putting it over the other side when I'm finished with it. I don't know why that is, but I do that. I've only got 5 minutes. I'm going to stop fiddling about. I want to put another row of something around there. This is a different colour, but that's all right. We'll do this then. We'll go with that. I don't know what the white will look like, and I might get a bit safe. I want to stay a bit safe. I might do something a bit leery another time. I don't know. Could have white around it. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Or the inside should have been a bit... I might put a bit of white on the inside. Righto, so now this time I'm going to put a lot of things in each place. I'll start here where I will end up near here when I do that last bit, and then I'm going to come into these here, and I'm going to put, where's our hole? There. 1, 2, I'll go, this one I'll do 3. 1, can't even see to do 3, to be honest with you. 2, 3. I don't think I am putting it down more. I'm just going to have to just go around and do this because I can't see to do it like I wanted to. I'm going to just go around in the top of it, and it will be frillier because it's higher, okay? When I get to the end bit I might try and add more. This way I'm just going to do one in each one, I think, because I'm looking at it and I think, well, I don't think I can if I keep going, but I think that looks good now like it is. We don't want to keep going too far. We might go too far and then I'll get upset if I don't do it right. So here I'm only going through one of these loops at a time. But on the end here, I might try and see if I can do it more. Maybe I need to have the magnifying glass, but that's no good to us if we've got to have to get that, because you might not have one of those. And besides that, I said to Jeremy last night, I wonder if the judge at the show has a magnifying glass to check out this thing. Probably not. I know we do 1 there, 2, 3. Oh, well, I've got one I'm counting, I don't know, but I'm just counting those ones. It's going to work without doing heaps around here. I thought I'd have to do a big amount, but I don't have to, because look, it's going to work. It's working really well, actually. And I think the colours that I'm putting around it is making it even better. Okay. Now you can do yours as many times around as you want to do this. It's up to you what you want to make it look like in the end. I was going to put more in, but I don't think I can. This is bringing that up because I've done the same amount, and that's okay, because I want it to sit up so you can see it. We need to be able to see what we're doing, don't we? Anyway, so that's enough for today, because we've done a bit of stitching, and we'll come back next week and we'll do another stitch and do a bit more work with the Bullion one, which we can track back to each one from time to time to see what we're going to do with it. And I'm only doing one in each one of these, and the reason for that isn't work is that it sits it up, because we're 2 in each one now, only doing one, so it's coming up, it's going to sit up like that. See, pretty cool, isn't it? I do love the way this works. Anyway, we'll go down through the back and come up over here, under here, to do this bit, okay? And I will do that bit while you're not looking, I think. See how I go, if I get a chance. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. Stay safe, have a good fun stitching, practice up your little Bullion stitch so we can do some more of those, okay? Thank you for watching, stay safe. Please leave a like, subscribe, share, whatever you want. Okay, thank you for watching, bye-bye.